try to give you people who are already aware of the data warehousing. Maybe for you it's okay. So just try to give an introduction on what is data warehousing, why data warehousing. Then we'll get into what are the various tools we require to build warehousing. Okay, and what is the future current state of these tools, and what is the market opportunity for these tools, and what we cover and what you require and all that. Maybe we'll try to discuss high level here. Okay, so myself, okay, I'm having 14 years of experience in exclusive and data warehousing, the both ETL reporting and all end-to-end. Okay, and first, okay, we'll start from, okay, what is our agenda? Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is anyway, okay, we can slowly will come to know about me. Okay, but as I told, okay, I'm working as an architect for both ETL and reporting. Okay, so coming to the OBIE, right? So we will cover the demo is common. Okay, because for both ETL and reporting, the data warehousing is common. Your data warehousing concepts are common. Okay, and once we finish the concepts, we'll get into the two separate tools. Okay, so for the OBIE people, okay, so this is our actual content. So and this is the agenda. So the day one, okay, today, which is the demo, okay, maybe for 30 or 45 minutes. Okay, then the next 6 days will be like the data warehousing concepts. Okay, what is the background of data warehousing, why, and what are the various architectures of the data warehousing. Okay, and all that dimension modeling. So generally, so this is all theory approach of the data warehousing. Maybe some initial concepts are required to learn any of the tool, whether it is a ETL or a data reporting tool. And what is the minimum required will be talked, and then later for interview purpose, what are the various advanced questions will be covered from the data warehousing. So that will be covered in a later topic. Okay, so maybe it may be up to 6 classes about the data warehousing concept. Then, okay, we go detailed about the OBIE. Okay, and then that may go to 25 days, and then OBIE. So OBIE, that is nothing but BIAPPS. And where in this, okay, I'll try to cover once you finish your course how OBIE plays in OBIE, and also the same project you can feel like your project generally, because OBIE will come to know in the end of the session what is OBIE, how it is different, okay, what you will get from the OBIE. Okay, but this is like we are offering free of the cost, okay, along with the OBIE, because if you complete this, okay, you will complete get hands-on hold on your complete project. Okay, if you are working on a OBIE project, so from the complete SDLC point of view, starting from the requirements gathering to till testing and production deployment, and what kind of phases we have, and what phase, how OBIE will behave, act, and everything will be covered in the OBIE. So that's why it will be very useful for you at the end of the okay, and for the Informatica people, okay, the same thing, okay, the same demo and 6 days and all, the only in place of that. Okay, later, once the demo, because it is a common for both people, once we finish the concept, we can split into Informatica and OBIE. In case if any OBIE there is also there, so that will be another parallel. Okay, the timings and all we can split into one class 1 hour, another class 1 hour. And especially for Informatica or any ETL guys, so we'll be requiring some additional, okay, things like Unix basic commands. Also, what are the Unix commands, Unix scripts required for ETL people, that also will be covered here. And then will be the project overview. So any full project, you can choose any of the module, whatever, whichever you need. Okay. So this is the agenda, and maybe same for ODA also, in case if any guy planning for ODA also, same thing will be there. Okay, in place of Informatica, ODA will be there. And for ODA, maybe not much Unix required, because at the basic state, it's okay. But if you still know, that would be fine. Okay, so this is the topics we are going to cover. Coming to the demo class today, okay, so I'll first try to give a background of the data warehousing. So generally, maybe in case you are already aware of the data warehousing, so you can directly jump start and then start learning the code. But for the benefit of the people who are completely new to data warehousing. So why data warehousing, what data warehousing, what will be there in the data warehousing, so that complete understanding will come to know. Okay. So basically data warehousing, okay, in a simple word if you want to define, so data warehousing is a, so this is one of the common definition which generally refer in a data warehousing. Subject oriented, integrated, non-volatile, time variant, collection, lot of things are there. All Greek Latin words are there. Maybe if you are a already technical guy, maybe you can understand something, but nobody can understand. But generally this is the definition we refer in the outside world, and this definition is proposed or given by a person called W.A. Sinha. When you are talking or when you are working in a data warehousing, you will always refer two people. One guy is called W.H. Inman and one guy is called Ralph Kimball. So these are the two people, legends in data warehousing. Okay, if you compare with other technologies, let's say take Java, C++, we have some software, we have some programming language. But data warehousing, it is started from zero. There is nothing like, okay, this is called data warehousing, this is called data warehousing. From 1970s onwards, okay, people who realized that, okay, we need to do something in data warehousing, okay, and then they started building data warehousing on their own with their lessons learned. Okay, they have proposed, okay, if somebody is building a warehouse, it should be like this, it should be like this. So they have become frameworks, they have become prototypes for us. Okay, so that's why anything, whenever you are learning data warehousing, so generally we will follow the footsteps of these guys, either W.H. Inman or Ralph Kimball. That's why even if you are searching for any material or any documentation, okay, Ralph Kimball, data warehousing toolkit by Ralph Kimball. Okay, so data warehousing life cycle by W.H. Inman. Both finally you will achieve data warehousing, but the fundamentals which they talk will be slightly different. These guy approaches are different, these guy approaches are different, but finally will achieve data warehousing. Okay, so still they are there and they are running a very big consulting firms, and for any bigger companies which are doing a warehouse, they go for these guys and they ask for the consulting. So I am building a warehouse, you tell me how it should be and all. Okay, but still, okay, we learn all the generally in other way we are following the footsteps of these guys. Okay, but there are a lot of tremendous, okay, changes happening in the current data warehousing trend, okay, that we need to continuously follow. Okay, and just to give a background about these people, the definition. So now we know that, okay, even if I ask any guy, so nobody knows what is subject-oriented, integrated, non-volatile. So just to give a background of what it is and generally why we prefer data warehousing. Okay, so what is data warehousing means? It's all data only. So unlike your .NET Java people, so we only talk about data. Is nothing but information. Okay, anything data. Okay, so where the data is generated, how the information will come in a day-to-day life society, and how we manage, and where data is going to fit. That is. So generally, if you go to any outside society, once you jump out from the institute, you will see generally lot of different businesses running in the outside in a day-to-day society. Okay, so if you go for any bank, okay, you will withdraw money, deposit money, you take an account. If you go to any retail shop, you buy the item, you can pay the bills. Okay, everywhere the information is generating. Okay, you take an account, your customer information, account information is generated. Go to shop, okay, you pay bill, you buy the product, and information is generated. Telecom, you take a new postpaid, prepaid account and you recharge it, or you close the connection, or you transfer it, information. Bus reservation, government utility bills, education, anything. So this is where generally the information is originating, generating. Okay, this information, okay, in older days we used to capture 1960s, okay, 40s, 50s, 60s. So that information, so same business whatever you are saying, now it is there, previously also there. But in older days we used to capture that information in the form of notebook, textbook, paper. So this we know, okay, it is, we cannot Okay. So now this we know, now there is no bank, you cannot imagine any company, okay, with this stationary, okay, based, okay, running the business. Let's say even nowadays medical shop, even the small kirana shops also, they are not running with the notebooks. Okay. So the second generation, okay, so because we know the problems and all, at that time we don't have computers and all. In the second generation, so we are managing data with DBase, okay, lot of things, mainframes, lot of stuff. Okay, this is okay. Still, we know, okay, they are not the 100% suitable technologies for to capture data and all. Okay, so now this is where we are. So the current trend. Okay, so lot of new trends happening also, but the current trend is we capture whatever information is generating. Generally, we manage data in a database. Okay, so these databases, how we store the data in the form of tables. Okay, so any information which is, let's say I'm taking one bank as example, okay, any data which is generated from here, so the data will go and then sit into your database tables. So now we are talking about the RDBMS tables. Okay, now even for advanced databases, let's say if you go to Amazon online, or if you even if you take Facebook or Twitter, so still we are not using, of course, these databases, we are using NoSQL databases. Okay, because of XYZ reason. There are so many reasons, volumes and all, that is all a different story. Generally that comes to the big data category. So even nowadays we are storing data in a NoSQL databases even to capture the data. But average, okay, 80-90% of the current data we will manage in the databases only in the form of tables. Okay, so if you see the behavior of these, okay, means we are talking about the information is generated when somebody running the business. So how are we managing this data? Okay, so simple. Okay, so now I have some tables. Okay, this is a bank example. I have some employees, have customers, have some transactions. Okay, so let's take example. There is a new employee joined in a bank, or you are trying to withdraw money, or there is a new customer joined. So generally, so you will click some buttons and all in your computer, and then when you press your buttons, the information will generate, and then that information technically, okay, will go and generate some insert statements in the backside, and the data will get inserted into table. It is just a simple behavior. Anytime if you go outside and then some information, whenever it is getting generated, that will get inserted into this table. So it is a change whenever some new information is there. Obviously, when you want to store in a database, it will go and then sit into tables. Like you are inserting, technically you are writing some insert statements and putting there. Fine. Another scenario, there is a change. Okay, now there is an employee already, so he got promoted. So let's say 7788 is one employee, is right now working as an analyst. So he got promoted to manager, example. There is a customer C2, okay, and now she got transferred from Hyderabad to Bangalore, or she is changing from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So there is a change in the information. So when there is a change, let's say what we'll do here, we'll click some update buttons here technically, and it will become an update statement for us. Then we'll go and change the information. So previously here analyst, and now it has become, we went and updated this analyst with the manager, and then here Hyderabad we have made it Bangalore. Okay, fine. So what is the new latest designation of this employee we have? What is the latest address also we have here? So things are fine, no problem. The only problem here is generally we don't really bother about your previous information when you are running this system. So now she taken an account, and then she was previously in Hyderabad, and now she requested in a bank that I'm moving from the Hyderabad to Bangalore, please change my address. She will give some application form, these guys will go and change it, that's all. Because I want to know only current address. We really don't care about what is the previous. Still I am fine here. Okay, so this way any new information will generally technically insert, and any changes will generally update it. And then also any information already present, if you want to see, we can go and writing a selector. Now I want to check what is my balance, what is our current designation, what is our current address. Okay, all that information by writing a select we can take. So generally if you take any database in a day-to-day life, wherever you go and operate with computer, either a reservation or a bank system or anything, generally technically insert, update, select, operate. I am checking a balance, select. I am inserting new information and I am updating. So technically insert update operation, and the business will be running like this and I don't have any problem. Now, so you go any bank, okay, it will be running like this and banks will be happy, there is no problem. So now, assume that this is one of the Axis Bank, or let's say UTI Bank. You take this is one bank. Assume that this is one bank, and this bank, okay, now I am treating that bank as an Axis Bank. So what is this Axis Bank? It is one of the famous bank in Europe region. So it is so Axis Bank nowadays we are talking, but it is a very old bank in running in Europe, okay, having some millions of customers, where in Europe region. So the data whatever we had, all the data belongs to Europe. Of course, forget about Hyderabad, Bangalore. So assume that the London and all Paris. Okay. So now this bank, okay, is running and they are running the bank operations in UK and it is fine. They don't have any problem. So now this bank want to expand their business, run the business in India. So options, they have two options to expand or run the business in India. Previously they don't have. So option one is they can come here and then get the approvals from the RBI to start a new business and set up the branches and set up the recruit the employees and start the business. That is option one. So if I go by this option one, so they have to apply for the approvals and then get the approval and then recruit the people and start the business. Maybe by the time it may take 1 year or 1.5 years. By the time maybe ICICI Bank is already there, so he may grab all the customers, whatever people who are planning to take new account, the ICICI Bank will grab it because we don't have the bank here. So that's why nowadays what people are doing is, rather than starting a new business, they are going to other regions, geographies, they are going and acquiring or buying already existing banks which are already running the operations there. So that is how if you remember, we used to hear some bank called UTI Bank in India. Okay, we had one bank by name UTI and it was running the business in India. Okay, and it already has some customers and all the Indian customers, okay, who have taken account, okay, the data is in this particular database because they are also running the bank in India. It was running the bank in Europe and at the same time we also have one bank which is running in India. So they have the customers, they have the transactions, they have the employees because it is also a bank running in India. Fine. So now this guy want to run the business in India. So what he has done, he came and then bought this company. He bought the UTI Bank. Okay, because he want to run the business here also. So generally when people buy the other small companies, what they do, since already they have the software, already customers, everything they are doing it. Since they bought it, what they do, they will not disturb anything to the system software. So they will only go and change the labels. Okay, in the same way, if you see right now we have Vodafone. Previously it used to be Hutch. Okay, when Vodafone took over Hutch, so you are taken, let's say you are taken an account with Hutch 10 years back. So when it took over, there is no change for you. Only thing is the label has been changed. Now it has become, we are calling as a Vodafone. The internal systems will be same. Fine. So in this example, assume that Axis Bank came and then bought the UTI Bank. So here in India, here we have the Indian customers and there we have the UK customers. Like this, any bank can go and buy all like small companies, small banks across globe in different countries. So even if you take one HSBC Bank, like there are like 60, 70 small banks they bought across globe. And Citibank, if you see, there are like almost 100 smaller banks they bought it. So it is a common business trend nowadays. So now your Indian customers data, Indian data is here, UK data is here. So assume that the data is in the DB2 and this data is in the, let's say, Oracle Flex Cube or somewhere, different databases. So now, since it is purchased or taken over by Axis Bank, so you will have a single CEO, single management, because it is just software is different, but it is monitored by the same guy who is, because that is the person who bought this company. So now this guy want to know some of the information because now he bought it. So now it is a single business, single Axis Bank, but technically the data is separate. Okay, now this guy want to know how many number of customers we have, how many number of employees we have across globe. Okay, so how many transactions we are making every day across globe, just to see how my business is running. Okay, so this guy want to know how many customers who moved from India to US or India to London. Okay, and why? So you want to, okay, propose a new business scheme that people who are moving from India to frequently moving from India to US or London, so you want to give a free offering of free tax-free exchange rate. Okay, because people who frequently travel from India to some other country, you want to give some free tax-free, some currency conversion and all that. So for that you want some information. And branch-wise profit for last 10 years. You want to know, so now you found that nowadays there are less in the profit, so you want to shut down, you decided to shut down some of the branches which are not running well across globe. For that, you want to see last 10 years, okay, every branch, what are their profits. So if any branch is not doing well for last 4-5 years, you want to shut down that branch, because you are unnecessarily giving free salaries for the employees who are working in that branch, because no profits. For all that information, the problem is some data is here, some data is here, lot of challenges. Okay, so that's why what we will propose here is, so far it is fine. This business is running independently, that business is running independently, fine. So when I'm trying to, okay, see my business, how it is running, and then when I'm looking some data, so I have the challenges here. That's why what we'll do, without disturbing the system. So the system is running, and whenever a new customer, okay, made a transaction, that will come, a new customer joined will come, a new employee joined, that will come. In India, UK, it will run without any changes. But since we want some that information, number of customers, number of transactions across the globe, so to get that information, what we'll do, we'll create a new database without disturbing. This will be there, it will be running as it is, will not do anything. We'll create a new database. You can choose Oracle, Teradata, DB2, or in, of course, nowadays BIGDATA, HADOOP also you can choose. Okay, so in that, what do we do? I will create, okay, common table. So here customer, I will create one customer table, one employee table, one transaction table, just for example, and take all the customers data from here, all the customers data from here, I will keep into one customer table. That's why you see this customers data we have inserted into this table. This employees inserted into one employee table. So this transaction inserted into one transaction table. Okay. So what are we doing? We are taking data from all the systems and integrating, consolidating, and putting into one place, one database. So that's why the database which I have created and planning to store all the integrated data like this, generally this will be called as a data warehousing. Why? Because what is warehouse? Warehouse is nothing but a dump yard. Okay, so here also it is like we are taking all the data from all the places and dumping into one place. It is a data dump yard. That's why you call it a data warehouse. Okay, so what is the benefit? So now if you want to know how many number of customers, employees, anything, so it is in all one place. Okay, we'll go and find count star from employees, count star from the customers, count star from the transaction. Okay, I can get it very easily. Not only these two, even if I buy 100 more companies also, I'll take the data and dump into one place. Okay, that is general. That's why it's called data warehousing is a integrated. Okay, we are taking data from all the systems and integrating. Now we have taken the data, integrated, and put here, fine. But now this guy want to know what is the previous address of the customers or a designation of the employees, because we are talking about how many people moving from this location to this location frequently. I want to know. Okay, so we have the data consolidated. The problem is I do not know if I come to 7788. I have the, we are taking data from here, putting here, but if you see 7788 still shows as a manager, but I don't know what is the previous designation. So here also I have the customer, okay, address is Bangalore, but I don't know previous address information. So that's why anyway we are developing a separate database, separate tables for this. So to get that information, let's start keeping historical data also. Okay, so whenever, so what is the every information, let's say previously you was analyst and now manager. Previously Hyderabad, now Bangalore. If again this customer moves from Bangalore to Delhi, put that Bangalore. And again from Bangalore to some UK, put that. So everything, whatever information is there, without losing your previous information. So let's go and keep, because we are going to build a separate database for this. We are storing it separately. Okay. So that's why. So what is the benefit? I'll come to know what is the previous, current. I can know how frequently is moving from which address to which address. All that I can come to know from here. That's why the data warehousing. Okay, since it is we are keeping separately, we'll keep integrated or consolidated data, and also we'll keep historical unchanged data. Once we keep it, we generally will never change it. Anything will keep separately 100 times to 100 times. Okay, so that's why I can get this information now. So two things I address. So now third thing, I want to know branch wise profit for last 10 years. So I have the integrated data, consolidated data, historical data, means like previous information. But this guy want to know branch wise profit for last 10 years. All the branches, transactions we have here. Okay, you are making transaction, you are taking account in one branch. All the data I have here. Generally, from where we are taking data, we are taking data from here. So generally in these systems, we generally keep data for only last 15 days to 90 days only. If you go, let's say she has taken an account in a bank 5 years back, and she has making transactions since last 5 years. If she want to get the bank statement for last 5 years, if she go to ATM machine, it will not give. It will give you only last transaction from the 15 days to 90 days, depends on the bank. Nobody will give you more than 6 months. That is for sure. The reason is, if I keep all the data in the databases, it will become slow down. So that's why whenever you are trying to withdraw, deposit, checking your balances, it will create a lot of problems. That's why we generally keep 15 days or 30 days or 90 days data only. So when you take this data and keep here, if you are also keeping same 15-90 days, then you cannot get the analysis of last 5 years. Okay. So if I have 15-90 days data, if I go and get the branch wise profit for last 90 days, let's say 3 months. Okay, what happened? Let's say for example, we have one branch in Amirpet, and I took the analysis, and for last 2 months, these branch profits are 0. Since having said that these profits are 0, if I go and shut down the branches, what will happen? It is not right, because the branch is a top branch in entire globe for last 5 years. But because of some political disturbance in India, in Amirpet, so this branch not running for last 2 months only. Maybe again it will continue. Okay, once the disturbance is cleared. So that's why we cannot take any decisions based on the current data. Always you have to observe the pattern for last 2-3 years. Then only your analysis, the decision will be right. So that's why anyway we are building it separately. So let's keep only 15-90 days data here. But since we are keeping it separately, let's start keeping how much data you want, 15, 20, 10 years or 20 years, whatever data you want. Generally that is called your historical, okay, transactional data. Okay. So if you keep it, you will get all the data like this. Okay. That's why what is data warehousing means? It is a integrated, consolidated, historical, okay, and also non-volatile data. So the definition, whatever we have seen, okay, you take any data warehousing project in the world, we will build the warehouse because of these 3 reasons only. Any other reasons will be subset of this only, but the key thing when I am defining a data warehousing, these are the 3 factors will force me to build a warehouse. You will get lot of benefits for this, all the child topics of these topics only, but the main topics, headlines will be these 3 only. Okay. So that's why this database is called data warehouse. This is again what it is, a database only. It will contain tables only. Okay. But the purpose which you are building, okay, we are just dumping the data. That's why it is called data warehousing. Okay. So now, if you go and understand this, generally in any data warehousing project, what we'll do, left side you have some systems. These systems generally in a policely we call them as a transactional systems. Why? Because you made a transaction, you deposit money, withdraw money, a new customer joined, a new account created. All the data will come in here. So we'll take data from this, okay, and load into your data warehousing database. Okay. So this process is called means taking data from your transactional system, and this is your warehouse. You are taking and loading. This you see there. You are extracting the data, means reading the data and loading the data into warehouse. That is your final warehouse. So to keep the data, to extract the data from these systems, generally we call it as a transactional system, and loading data into warehouse. This phase is called the ETL phase. So we know E and we know L, means extract and load. In between we have one word called transformation. What is this transformation? So generally when I am reading data from the left to right, so since we are taking data from different databases, different applications, so you will have varieties of the data. Say example, I have here one customer, and we are storing data in a let's say take gender. I am putting here gender 1 0. 1 stands for male, 0 stands for female. So here also I have customer, and in these tables I am keeping gender in terms of M and F. M stands for male and F stands for female. If I take this data and then dumping here, so one customer will have 1 0, one customer will have MF. It doesn't look, it is not consistent. That's why when we are taking data and dumping into the target warehouse, we'll try to transform the data or convert the data into your final required. You can choose either, you can convert this data to either 1 0 or MF, so that your data will have some consistency. Another example, so let's say this is the US data, this is the India data. India will store the data of birth in a DDMMYY. So there I am storing MMDDYY. If I take the data and put here, MMDDYY, nobody knows what is month, what is date. So we'll have to convert into either MMDD. So that process means examples. Like this, there will be a lot of other activities we have to do, and that activities is called transformation. So that's why the phase of extracting and transforming and loading is called ETL phase. And once the data loaded, so what is the main objective of building a warehouse? Once we have loaded consolidated, historical, and then non-volatile, all the data. So there are my CEOs, bosses, and all these guys are there. They will go and see whatever data they want. So now see what are the audience there right side sitting. They are all working in a bank. Example, there is a CEO, a bank clerk, or somebody manager or somebody. So all these see the category. They are all technically laymen. They don't know what is database, what is SQL and all. So but they want to see data. So that's why if you are a technical guy, if you know writing SQL, I can connect it to this database. I can write select count star, select this sum of something. But these are all technical laymen. They don't know what is database also, but they want to see this some data or what is this, what is this. That's why the second phase is called reporting. In the reporting phase, what we'll do, using some reporting tools, we can develop something so that these people using reporting tools, they can see the data from the database by clicking some buttons, like in a browser based buttons, without writing SQL. I want to know what is the total revenue. So they can select and click it button. So it will go to the database, pick the data, and then display in a graphs, charts and all. That phase is called reporting phase. So the user who is trying to see data, he doesn't have to worry from where it is coming, how it is coming, how technically queries are generated. It doesn't have to bother. It will just show the data. So that phase is called reporting. So if you take any data warehousing project, we will have two type of systems. One is we'll take data from left side systems and then finally put into one data warehousing system. And polishly, the systems, left side systems are called OLTP and right side are called OLAP, warehouse. See the word. T stands for transactional system, A stands for analytical. Analysis means just data mining, analyzing, understanding, all that. What is this, why happened, where happened, how it has happened, all that analysis. So that's why the data in the data warehousing is called OLAP, and from where we are taking the data, and that is called OLTP. Only difference you can see transaction and then analytics. Transaction means activity. When you make a deposit, a activity will happen, a data will come here. And when you deposit money, withdraw money, the event will happen. When you place an order in a, let's say, big bazaar, okay, the activity event will happen, the data will come here. We'll take data from here, dump into warehouse. So this is the first technical word you can see when you are starting in a data warehousing. So we'll take data from the OLTP systems. And so what is OLTP system in a real time? If you go outside, your ATM system is the OLTP system. You go to Big Bazaar, whatever billing system is there, that is your OLTP system. You go to railway reservation, whatever you are accessing is your OLTP system. Okay. Generally in outside world, so once you step out, what are the softwares you are accessing? They are all OLTP systems only. So we'll take data from there and then we'll put it into warehouse. So generally this data will be not exposed to the outside world because it is danger. If I expose this to outside world, if I expose ICICI Bank data to somebody else, then you will see, understand what customers they have, you will go and directly contact, you will grab that customer. So it is very dangerous to expose the data warehousing data to outside. So generally it is not required also. Okay. So you take any data in file will be like this. Okay. If you take one very bigger data in file, okay, we are planning to read data from US, UK, Asia, from all these systems and trying to put it into warehouse. So using one ETL. Okay. So now the second question is, okay, now we know that what is basically what is warehousing, we know what is OLTP, we know. We'll take the data for some purpose, we'll put the data. But the next question is, how you take the data from the OLTP systems and build into warehouse? That phase is called ETL, but how you read and then how you load? That is the big question mark. So this can be done in any way. Okay, now if you take older 70s and 80s, okay, people used to build a warehouse using manual scripting. Say for example, I have a SAP mainframe and some, okay, DB2 data, let's I series data I have. Okay. So if I want to take data from all these, now here my warehouse is a Oracle. So older days what we used to do, so I need to have one person who can write ABAP coding to get the data from SAP. So I need to keep one COBOL guy who knows about COBOL programming to read data from mainframe. I need another person who knows about the DB2 I series and then write and then do some logics and then finally put into warehouse. So we will be writing, okay, PL SQL, okay, your COBOL programming or ABAP programming or some scripting, Perl scripting, shell scripting. So this is used to be there in the older days. But if you see, it is very, very tough because a person has to know all these technologies. Okay, and also when I am writing programs may go to 20,000 or sometimes 30,000 also. If you see, even the small data, if you want to take from somewhere and put into some place in a COBOL, you need to write very big lengthy program. And if you want to make any changes in the program, again you have to sit. Okay, we used to do this way. Still there are some companies developing projects this way. Okay, but it's very challenging because writing a program, knowing all these technologies and changing the program is all difficult. That's why people started thinking about, is there any quicker way, okay, we can do this. That is where people started building ETL tools. Okay, what is the ETL tool? I want to take the data from XYZ location, place into XYZ location. I don't bother where it is, whether it's a SAP or a DB2 or Oracle Teradata or a big data. Okay, and where you want to read, and it could be SAP or anything. Okay, I will learn this tool. Okay, and this tool can help you to read data from anywhere without knowing all these technologies and without knowing where you want to, in which technology you want to keep, it will go and dump the data. That is the major advantage. The second advantage is we are writing all PL SQL procedural programs in an older method. So these tools can help you to develop code in a graphical. You know, you don't need to write any program. So all the using graphical objects, okay, clicking, dragging, how you paint a diagram, in the same way you can develop the code. The advantage is you can understand the program easily, you can make the changes very quickly. Okay, that is the reason the people always nowadays to extract and load, and for the ETL purpose we are using the ETL tools. The top tools are your Informatica, Oracle Data Integrator, and your SAP BODS, okay, and freeware open source if you go to Talend, Pentaho. So lot of tools are there, okay, for IBM DataStage it is, okay. So we'll see how the tool works and all. Okay, next we'll see how the look and feel of the tools. Okay, so once using any one of the tool which is listed and load data into warehouse. So to generate the reports from this tool, from this database, okay, we have lot of reporting tools. OBIE, okay, is the Oracle product, and Business Objects is a SAP product. COGNOS is IBM product. Again, Pentaho is a open source. Okay, and like this, there are so many tools available in the market. You can choose any one of this tool, okay, to generate the reports. Okay, so this is generally the basic idea behind, okay, the data warehousing and ETL and reporting. So now we can conclude that if anybody want to build a warehouse, so we need 3 steps. Okay, any company, okay, if they want to build a warehouse, what generally they have to follow? This is your transaction system. Step 0. If there is no bank, means there is no company at all. So this is your transactional system. Okay. So if I want to build a warehouse, first what I need to do, I need to create a database first. That can be in Oracle, Teradata, DB2, your choice. It is your capacity. Okay. So that is, maybe that may take some 2 to 3 months to create it, because I need, what is database? You have to create the database. What is important is creating the tables in the database is important. What tables, how many tables you require. Okay. So that may take 2-3 months. But that is the first phase we have to follow to build a warehouse. So once you build a warehouse, once you create tables in a data warehousing, what is next phase? ETL. Extract data from all these places and dump into your warehouse. So you can choose either Informatica or Oracle Data Integrator, DataStage, BODS, or it's your choice. So, and when you develop, okay, when you want to take the data and load into your warehouse, so we need to develop code in a ETL. It is all graphical and non-procedural only, but you need to develop, okay. So depends on the tool, what tool you use. In that tool you need to develop the code. So that may take 6 to 7 months. Okay. So once you develop ETL, okay, once you load data into warehouse, okay, so next, okay, reporting will come into picture. Okay, so you can choose any of the reporting tool. Okay, so this is an example of the OBIE. So to generate the reports, okay, what are the reports required by the user community? So you can develop something here and then you can generate the reports. Again, that may go to 5-6 months. And lastly we may require, okay, some scheduling tool. What is scheduling tool means? I have developed some mapping. Every day I want to run it. So to run it every day, okay, generally I don't need a person to be there to run every day. So we'll have some tools called scheduling tools. They can help you to run your ETL code on regular basis. So that keep running and loading the data. So this way, if you want to build any data warehousing, okay, we need majorly 3 phases. Create a database and develop the ETL, develop the reporting, okay, done. Okay. So now I'll show you, like, first I'll show you the small demo of Informatica. Okay, then I'll go to OBIE. Then I'll give you some introduction about the OBIE, maybe just to give you some benefit of what is OBIE. Okay, now let me. So what is Informatica? Okay, now that we know, okay, 3 components of warehouse: database creation, tables creation, and ETL building and reporting building. So you can choose any one of the tools. So right now I'll just show you a demo of the Informatica, how they look and feel. So generally Informatica is a company name actually. And what is the tool? What is the software we use? You use to extract and load and for building the code building purpose. The software is actually Informatica Power Center. Okay. Apart from Informatica Power Center, there are so many other Informatica tools available. Generally, people you will not learn it. Okay, top tools in Informatica are Informatica Power Center is for ETL, extraction, transform, and loading, and Informatica Data Quality, which is known as IDQ, and Informatica MDM, okay, which is for master data management purpose, and Informatica Power Exchange for the real-time capturing purpose. and now Informatica Power Connect, Informatica Power Channel, and Informatica On Demand, Informatica Cloud, Informatica Big Data. So there are so many product tools are there. So that you can ignore it for now, because your focus should be initially more on Informatica Power Center only. Okay, people who are looking for Informatica. So again, Informatica, okay, there is a big journey of Informatica. It started with small piece and then a lot of growth happened. Okay, so now that we know Informatica, okay, generally is used as a ETL to extract data from small from anywhere to load into anywhere. So Informatica will have, okay, a couple of components. I'll just show how it works, so that you can understand what is the purpose of the ETL, how generally we can develop a code. Okay, Informatica will have, okay, majorly components like this. Okay, so some client components, okay, some server components, okay, and we need to develop code using Power client components like designer, workflow manager, workflow monitor, repository manager. So that we'll see in a detailed classes later. Okay, just to give a look and feel of Informatica. So now I am opening one small component called designer. Okay, so main use of the Informatica is you can read the data from any place to any place. Okay, so any place you can read and load into any place, all with graphical component only. Okay, so I'm just showing, and here we have one sample project. Okay, first I'll show how this works. So anything which you want to develop, you don't need to write any programming language. Okay, you just everything you need to develop using graphical objects only. Clicking, dragging only. So this is one sample project, is a ready-made project. Okay, developed one. Okay, we'll see how it works now. We're just showing one example. So generally in Informatica, we'll develop some components called mappings. These are called mappings. So depends on your scenario, no matter from where you want to read, where you want to load, you can just quickly load data, read and then load the data. So I'll just show one simple exercise. Okay, I just want to read data from somewhere and load into somewhere. So I am developing a small code in a graphical objects only. It is purely OBIE, Informatica, just to give a look and feel. So I want to read data from a table, okay, EMP table, and then I want to join with the DEPT table and then just load it. So this is already, okay, configured one. So I have two tables, okay, defined here from the Oracle. I want to join and then load into one file. If you want to write using a technology, you need to, if you want to write data to a file, you need to write a, okay, any spooling command in Oracle, or you need to do something else. So here we can do it in an easy way. Okay, so now I am telling that I want to read data from the employee table. So when I am reading, right, when I am developing a code here, no matter where it is, whether it's in a Teradata, whether it's in a DB2, whether it is somewhere else, I don't care. I just have a table, I'll read it. So Informatica will take care of the remaining all the activities. Okay, and this I want to join with the DEPT. Okay, now I have taken two tables. I don't need to bother about in which technology they are. Okay, we'll just previously we have put my tables. Okay, so I am just dragging them. Then these two tables I want to join. Okay, and now join means some transformation, some logics development and something. So rather than we again writing a SQL joins and all, okay. So here we have some ready-made pre-developed components which are called transformations. Okay, now I want to join, I want to do some grouping, I want to filter, I want to do something. Okay, so here I want to do some join. Okay, so I don't need to write a SQL. So you create that component which is called transformation, and you just select all what you want from here. Okay, now clicking, dragging only, and here also you select what you want, drag here. Okay, then give a join condition here. Okay, because it doesn't know what is the condition, because that you have to give it. So I'm giving a condition. Okay, this equal to this. That's all done. This data I want to write a file. So we don't need to do anything. So here I'm just quickly create a file from here itself. So there are n number of ways. I am doing in one of the quickest way. So this I want to put into my, what is my mapping? So I've just created one file, that's all. You can see I'm not bothering about where this file and all. I'm not too much worried about the technology. I'm just selecting and then linking it. Everything link only. We are reading data from the tables, we are joining, and then we are writing to a file. Okay, so this is how we develop the code. So you don't need to learn how to read data from Oracle, you don't need to learn how to write data to a file also. Okay, so this is how any logic will implement. To support it, we have some ready-made component called transformation. So Informatica learning means transformations learning. For each and every activity, what transformations are there, how they work. Okay, fine. So now I want to run this. Okay, in order to run this, again there are n number of ways are there. So one normal method I am showing here. Okay, I am going to create something called workflow. So I am pointing to, okay, whatever mapping previously I have created. This is m_demo3. So I am pointing to this, I am pointing to this. So this is one time activity, at the end you will do it. Okay, so I'll tell now that. So now I'm going to run it. So here I need to choose in which database. Oracle only, but Oracle may have 100 databases, development, production, testing. And file also you are placing in which folder you want to give, which folder you want to place it. Okay, so that connection information we will have to give here when we are running it. So you can give all your connections, make readily available here. Okay, and then this is the one table, this is another table. So I am giving the connection here. Okay, and then finally target is a file. So I am going to give some path here, some small configuration. So you can give any file name. So I am giving the file name as .csv. CSV means comma separated file. So just run it. So when you run it, it will go and generate the SQLs to read from EMB, DEPT, and then it will join it and then finally write the data to file. Okay. So now when I go here, I can quickly see generally that file is located, placed into one folder called, even you can give any path you are wish wherever you want. Okay. So demo 3 is the one. Okay. Now you can see your final output has been created into this target file in Excel sheet .csv. Okay. So this is how your Informatica will run. Okay. So we develop the code using the basic program, and you can troubleshoot and then you can do all these things. In case any failure and all that, you can troubleshoot from here logging. So that detail will go in a Informatica classes, but this is about a ETL tool example. So mostly almost all the ETL tools works in a same way. Okay, now, so that we have seen one section, okay, how generally ETL tool works and all that. So no matter where it is, you develop the code, run it, it will load into warehouse. Okay, you have to choose your target as a warehouse table. Once your data loaded into the table, say for example, assume that using some ETL have loaded data into one database using some ETL tools. Okay, and these are the tables I have, and I have loaded data into these tables using Informatica. Okay, I have some data into these tables. What ETL will do? ETL will take the data and then puts into these tables. Fine. What is the ultimate objective of the developing a warehouse is, after loading data into warehouse, I want to generate reports. I want to see data what is there in the tables. If I am a technical guy, I can go and write a SQL. Even still it is difficult, because for every time I can, even if I want to write a SQL, I need to spend time. Okay. So that's why what reporting tools can do is, okay, the next phase here is reporting. Okay, so here I am going to show how OBIE reporting tool works to take the data from the database tables without you writing a SQL and then generating the reports like this. Okay, so assume that I have the tables readily available here in the database. Okay, assume that who will load? Definitely ETL, one of the ETL, either Informatica, ODI, DATASTAGE, some of the ETL or PL SQL. Don't bother how it loaded, but we have the data in the tables. Okay, so I want to generate reports on top of this table. So for that I am using a OBIE. So OBIE, if you see the OBIE architecture, okay, it will have lot of components. Okay, so in this diagram, okay, so OBIE has lot of varieties of the component that will go in detail later. Okay, OBIE majorly have server, client, repository, configuration files. Okay, and that what are the various detailed components of server, client and all, that will really get into this. And also we can compare, okay, current version of OBIE is 11. Okay, so what is there in the previous 10 version, and what are the differences we have from 10 to 11, okay, and what is new, okay, and all that maybe in the regular classes we can discuss. Okay, coming to this, if you are developing anything in a OBIE, so right side whatever 0 is there, your database, data version database, some tables we have. So to generate the reports, okay, so what we have to do, we have to build something called a repository. Okay, your 50% of the OBIE course will be developing this repository only. What is this repository means? What are the tables we have in a database? Okay, like previously ETL loaded. So these database tables you have to design in one component called so there is a method, process, standards. Okay, so in high level what we have to do, we have to, what are the tables we have in this database? We have so many tables, and from what are the tables you want to see the data, generate the reports, and all those tables we have to model here. Okay, these are all tables. What these tables are present in your database. Data is not there. Okay, the table diagrams are here. This is one table, that is the one table. So this is the relationship from this table to this table. Now all this we have to model in one place called a repository. And further there are some standards, physical layer, BMM layer, and then presentation layer. So this is your 50% of the work in OBIE. So once you develop this, okay, now I can directly give access to the users. Now there is one CEO, there is one boss. So you want to see how many number of, okay, what is the total revenue in my company. That data is there in the tables. For that I have built some RPD. If I give him some link, okay, which is generally called OBIE reports. Okay, I will log in. Okay, the person will log in with his own username. Okay, and you can go here. Okay, you can select. Okay, what is doing. Even not only me, even if I teach this to a 5th class guy also, he can go, because I'm just going and clicking only. I'm not writing any technical. Clicking. Okay, there is something showing up. Generally, from where it is coming from here. Okay, and now I want to know, okay, what is the total revenue. So there is one name, revenue. Just double click, that's all. Okay, it will be added here. Now click on result button. It will show you the data. So from where it is coming, your data is actually there in the database and in these tables. Okay, so when you click result, not only this, now I am looking at the what is the total revenue. Now immediately I want to know what is the year wise revenue. So now I want to add year column. So add year column. Just click add the year. Now this guy want to know brand wise. Brand wise means your Sony or LG like this. Okay, so I want to know brand wise. Okay, and like this you can just go and click what you want, and immediately it will pasting the data over here. And from where the data is coming, it is coming from the database only. So in order to give you data for you, okay, what OBIE internally will do? Internally OBIE will generate SQLs. Okay, even we can see those SQLs. When you click the result button, user, a layman, a bank manager, a CEO see the data. But OBIE is what is it, understanding what you are asking. It will generate the SQLs for you. Okay, and then it will go to the database and it will execute the report. So right now initially you see I ask for only revenue. So sum of revenue from one particular table. Okay, so then I ask for another information, the bottom. It came from cache. Let's take this one first. So exactly, if you write a SQL to get the data, how you write, the same way OBIE is writing SQL. For that, when I click the result button, okay. So now if I execute whatever I get, so this data is presenting in the report here. So this way you select whatever you want, means not we will not be, we develop and then give it to the user. Only CEO, bank manager who running the business, whenever they want whatever information, he can go and click it, select it, and then the data will be visible here. For that, what we do, we will develop this repository. Okay, your 50% of your OBIE learning means how you develop this repository for those tables. Okay, in order to generate the SQLs, that is 50%. Second 50% is sometimes if user is having sometime clerical users, they will generate reports like this. if very senior people, when they even don't find a time, they will ask, you create a report and then I'll just go and click the button. Okay, now I am selecting the report. What also I can do, I can just create this report and save it. Okay, let's say there is a big person, so you want to see some data, 30 reports you want to see. So you cannot create every day. So we can develop a report like this, save it. Okay, and then place something called in a dashboard. Okay, that report we can place in a dashboard. It is an old one actually. Okay, so now when the report is already developed and saved, okay, I can go and then the user can go and select that report and then immediately it will show. This we can place in a lot of ways actually, in a dashboard or in a chart, lot of things we can do. So the second 50% is how to create the reports, how to create charts for this, graphs for this, okay, how to send this report to the users into their mailbox, or even nowadays they are asking to send this output in their BlackBerry mobiles, okay, your iPhones. So these are all things right now available in the OBIE. Okay, they are all supported. Okay, so that is the second part of the OBIE. Okay, so generally our course, okay, what we are going to learn, okay, will be covering, okay, for OBIE people all these topics, and for Informatica ETL people everything will be covered there. Okay, and now any questions on OBIE specific Informatica, let me know. I'll give you small, okay, concept on what OBIE is, and then generally what is the generally when you are developing any warehouse, right, you see I have a right to choose any of the ETL tool, I have a right to choose any of the reporting tools, because when company planning to build a warehouse. But always when you go for OBIE and Informatica and ODI, okay, there is some nearest relationship, friendship. What is that friendship means? So now we know at least ETL flavor, how we do ETL, how we do reporting. Okay, now, so there is one Big Bazaar example. So Big Bazaar having the systems, they want to build a warehouse. What they do? Create data in 2-3 months, build a ETL 6 to 7 months, reporting 5 to 6 months. And at the same time, we have Pantaloons also. Okay, and we have Adabet Central also. So all these companies, they want to build a warehouse. So every time if I repeat, because all are different companies. Okay, so if I want to build a warehouse with the OBIE and the Informatica or whatever tools we use, so they have to minimum they spend 1 year average, depends on the project size. So having challenges, having these kind of challenges, like 1 year I want to spend and I need to recruit people for developing and all that, is a very big task. So what Oracle has done alternately, okay, wherever we have using these Oracle apps, PeopleSoft and Siebel, so for these applications, for these OLTP systems to build a warehouse, so they have given a ready-made solution. You don't need to develop anything in, okay, ETL, you don't need to develop anything from the ETL, reporting and ETL. So what they have done, so now I know what the systems are there, and I know a company what kind of reports generally they look in a day-to-day business. So based on that, what they have done, they have created one ready-made database, means ready-made tables. If I want to build a warehouse for a company, what are the tables I required? So they have already created these tables. Data will not be there, only tables and what are the structure of the table. So they are readily created, available. So these tables, okay, nothing but these tables. You can go, if you go anywhere and see in the world, so these tables will be there. So they are all tables. You see, if any company working on Oracle as PeopleSoft, if they want to build a warehouse, maximum these tables will be more than enough. So all these tables Oracle created, and create table syntaxes, the DDL, it is made it ready. Just you need to get it, that's all. So now, when I have created these tables to build the warehouse, what I need next phase? I need a ETL code to be developed to read and then load here. Because tables created, I need a ETL. So what Oracle has done initially, so they paid huge licensing amount to Informatica, because Informatica is a different company, and they, using the Informatica software, they developed ready-made Informatica mappings to take the data from here and load into warehouse. Ready-made mappings. What are those ready-made mappings? To load data into these tables. Okay, and these are the ready-made mappings available. Even we have the full set here. So these are all mapping. You can see, if anybody already knowing Oracle apps, maybe they can easily catch this table list and all. So these are all mapping. There are some standards, lot of things are there. Okay, these are all mappings. They are already ready-made, developed, and then make it ready. Just code is, everything is ready. Okay, so I can use these mappings, and I just need to run the mappings to load it. Okay, so the ETL is completely ready with Informatica, and only to run these mappings, so they use one software called DAC, Data Application Console. So it will run this, because I have a code I want to run. If to run it, I need a person every day morning 12 o'clock, midnight 12 o'clock. So this will kick off the mappings every day midnight 12 o'clock on its own. Okay, so to run these mappings, what is required, they also developed in a DAC called Data Application Console. So if I take the table structures and create the table, if I put my mappings in my company and run it, so data will keep going from year to year every day. So my data will be available here. What next we required once load, we need reports. So now we know the table means I know what are the reports a company required, maybe 200 reports or 300 reports. So like this, they are consolidated for any company. Generally, on an average, what are the information they required? So like this, they consolidated 2,500 reports, and to generate the reports, those 2,500 from on top of these tables, so they have developed ready-made OBIE code also. So they made it everything ready. So you don't need to develop anything. So that repository also you can see here. So in order to develop reports on those data warehousing, data loaded tables, okay, you can, the Oracle has already developed a repository, okay, and previously which we have seen, and it will contain all the tables which we have here. Whatever tables we have here, so these tables will be readily available for you here. Okay, so like this, the complete code is readily available for you. So this code is one live code. Maybe this, as it is nowadays, if you go and work in this kind of, right, anyway the same will be there. There will not be some small changes will be there. Okay, 90% it will be as it is will be there anywhere. Mappings also 90% as it is will be there. Okay, and internally they will give you all the reports internally. Okay, if I point to this, to that report to where I have stored, and everything reports will be ready. So this way, if I use this kind of code for my warehouse, okay, maybe I can build warehouse in a 1 or 2 months, because ETL code is ready, the tables creation scripts are ready, OBIE is also ready. So I just need to install OBIE software, Informatica software, put that code and run it. Maybe in matter of 1.5 months it will be ready. Only thing is you need to verify, test it whether it is running fine or not, and then you can start using it. So this kind of software is called OBIA, Oracle Business Intelligence Applications. Okay. So because of this product, because everything is ready-made, and people are buying this product very extensively nowadays, because if I want to build a warehouse with my own, build it 1 year, it is ready made, I can buy it and then use it. That's why a lot of demand coming for OBIE and a lot of demand coming for the Informatica is can not only use in this way. Informatica you can use for any other purpose also. Any other company, if they are building their own warehouse, they can use it. But because of this OBIE pack, okay, people are buying, okay, more OBIE packages because of the 1.5 month, okay, quickly building and then using, okay. So there is more demand coming for Informatica and OBIE. So if you are working in OBIE or if you are working in Informatica, you may be placed in this kind of project, because nowadays the demand is for more OBIE applications. Okay. Now second, previously, as we mentioned, Informatica was, okay, different company, and then Oracle is paying license cost huge to Informatica, because at that time Oracle doesn't have any ETL tool. Now Oracle bought one small company called Synopsys, and then they made, okay, the tool as a very sound good ETL tool, which is called Oracle Data Integrator. So whatever package we have where we are using Informatica, so now they have rewritten this Informatica code into ODI. Okay, because now they don't need to pay a lot of licensing cost to them, because they redeveloped the complete code in ODI. So nowadays, okay, if you go ask for this pack, they will ask you whether you want Informatica or ODI pack. So Informatica pack means OBIE and Informatica DAC. ODI pack means OBIE plus ODI. Okay, DAC will not be there, because they have done everything into ODI only. Okay, so this way nowadays, previously for long back, people have been using Informatica ODI, that pack is going like this. From now onwards, okay, Oracle is giving the pack ODI and then OBI pack, because this is cheaper than that, because Oracle doesn't have to pay extra cost to them. Still, if company wants, they can choose Informatica pack or ODI pack. That's why nowadays ODI is picking a lot. Okay, so this is the story, because generally people will ask, there is no relation to any ETL and reporting tool. Okay, generally when we are talking about OBIE, the relation either Informatica or ODI will come. The reason is we have more this kind of projects in the industry, OBIE kind of projects. Because of this, so how much work you are doing? We are doing very less work in OBIE, and then you can ask, like, everything is ready, why are we there? So generally when we are using this software, or when you are doing this, when you are using this project, you cannot use as it is 100%. There will be 30% of the changes customization as per organization, your need you have to do. So that 30% of the customization means anything, new tables I want to develop, new reports I want to develop, or new mappings or ODI mappings I want to develop, all that you will be doing in this kind of package, in this project. Okay, so that's why people will ask, if you know OBIE and Informatica, so well and good, because we do 30% of this work, 30% of this. That's why people are asking for the combination. Otherwise, there is no need, because OBIE is completely different, Informatica is completely different. Only because of this OBIE application, the people are relating the tools, Informatica OBIE combination or OBIE combination, like this. Okay, this is how the current scenario. And currently the OBIE version is OBIE 11.1.7 and the Informatica is 9.5 and the ODI is Oracle Data Integrator 12C. These are the latest versions right now we have. Okay, so this is all about the tools. Okay, so in order to learn this, okay, our course, okay, whatever we are going to teach, cover here, so we have made, like, I can classify the, okay, attendees or audience into two. One is people who do not know anything about IT, they are looking for a job, and the second category is people already working in IT, they want to explore in a data or in OBI reporting. For that purpose, we are divided basic and advanced. Okay, and for each and everything, okay, exercises for every topic, okay, we'll give one simple exercise to make you understand what is this concept and how the concept you use real time. Okay, because simple, let's say if I talk about EMP, DEPT may not be right in a real time. So in a real time, in your project, how you have used it. So one scenario for a real time purpose, one scenario to make you understand the concept in the easiest way. Okay, the course content has designed that way. For that you will get everything, notes and exercises, and also same sessions will be recorded. You can also get, for everything we have the running notes. Okay, so generally in all the other institutions, right, people will start giving the notes, okay, at the end of the class. So I need to spend half an hour time, okay, to give you notes. You have to write and all, because generally that is how the other institution culture works. But generally here I am not recommending to dictate the notes, because I need to waste my half an hour time. You will be wasting your time. The same thing will give you in a material in the form of notes. Okay, you can take it, and that time you can use for the advanced topic, because generally OBIE I can guarantee that I cannot finish in 25 days if I go by one hour. How I am composing the time is, all the material 50% other institutions what they waste, okay, I am using that, because by giving that into the form of the notes, and then we'll use the weekend times extra. Okay, and for that we have all the information notes. Okay, this is for the class, okay, running notes, and also we have, okay, I've just consolidated for interview purpose. So in case you are attending an interview, okay, so what kind of questions you will get, and we will we have prepared one abstract notes. It will be like a handbook for you. Every time when you are going attending, or whenever you are going traveling, okay, you can take this, okay, and then start preparing. Okay, this will have, it may be 1 or 2 pages it will be. It is a complete compact and consolidated one. And if you buy it, I can 100,000% guarantee that no interview question will come out of this topics, because it is all consolidated and compact. Okay, and also in the same way for lab exercises we have exercise wise notes. Okay, so all these things are divided into exercise. You can just go by the way one by one flow. This is this, this is this, this is, okay. Everything will get maybe the printout, okay, and these things will be recorded. Okay, in case you are any time, okay, on a personal emergency you are not able to attend, you can also attend online. Okay, and even for the new people who are the completely new to IT, so we have some recorded interviews also with the, what previous OBIE, how interviews will happen for OBIE. Okay, we have consolidated some very strong technical previously which we had, so those interviews recorded available, everything. Okay, so this is all about, okay, what we cover here. Generally I can guarantee that all the topics will be covered, everything what you want for both OBIE, any ETL, any reporting. Okay, so this is our, if you have any specific questions about course or any interview related or anything, please let me know. Maybe I can try to cover it up. Anything specific to ask? Big story.
This for mid-scale business or anything.
Which one?
I heard that this cannot handle huge data, so this is for mid-range scale.
No, which one you are? OBIE or?
OBIE and ODI.
No. OBIE, see, you take any tool. How you use the tool will be decided whether it will handle mid-scale or a bigger scale. Say OBIE application generally used for Oracle apps, where your OBIE, Oracle e-business suite PeopleSoft is there. Okay, so generally this in case previously when initially mappings were developed in the long back, okay, those mappings had some performance challenges when they are running the bigger mapping. And in the current version of the Informatica and even current version of the ODI, okay, lot of performance, it is all performance tuning. There is nothing problem in the tool. The way how you code is the problem. Okay, so in the initial versions there are, I agree, there are some code challenges, not solved when you use only OBIE. Okay, Informatica mappings were poorly written, and now in the current version, lot of things have been, okay, revised. Okay, they are consolidated into ETL, means SQLs. And in the current ODI better works than the Informatica for bigger volume, because it is of the ELT nature. So ODI is a ELT, okay, and it does the lot of processing on the database, so it will be very faster. Only thing is, if you use OBIE or any tool, right? Okay, tools are developer specific. Let's say how you use this tool. Tool is there. If you write a good code, it will run the bigger volumes, and if you written a poor code, it will not even perform. So the tools are good, but the only thing is how you write, how you use it different. And coming to the OBIE, older versions, they were okay. They have some performance challenges because the code is not code is written very poorly. So we used to, as if I place you in a OBIE project, you used to do revisiting all the performance. But now all the consolidation, performance improvements, everything has been done in the current version. That is the OBIE 11. And ODI, even it better works than the Informatica because currently works on a ELT nature, because we don't need to do anything in the data ETL server. It will does in the database, so it will be very faster. Now we don't have that kind of challenges. Older versions, I agree, we have it.
Is the how we can expect it? Because there are many tools, there are many coming.
Yeah. So if you take, right, I'll tell you the story about the ETL tool. Okay, in the market top, okay, highest customers who is having is Informatica from the ETL point of view. And now what is the upcoming tool in the ETL category is Oracle Data Integrator because of the ELT nature. Informatica purely ETL, and it has, okay, and for all small to mid scale and all the areas, it is already proven, lot of customers are there. So Oracle is now slowly going undercurrent, under carpet water like, okay, because of the ELT nature. Now it has integrated with a lot of the other technologies, and simply if you ask any experienced guy in ETL, ELT is better. Okay, so if you take ELT tool and then develop a code, okay, it will be done very faster. And why coming to there is a competition, tight competition. It is ODI is at the very root level now. Let's say 0 to 30% scale. So Informatica is now at the 50 to 70% scale. So now it has lot of potentiality to grow in future. The reason is Oracle has now, you see, as some database called Exadata. So what Oracle is doing, ODI with Exadata. Exadata is a database which is very powerful than the other traditional databases. If you use Oracle Exadata, okay, it will be 20% faster than the regular databases. If I use ODI with Exadata combination, my ETL will be running 20% faster than, without your any extra intervention, it will be 20% faster than the regular ETL tool. So that is how Oracle is marketing, and that is how it has the potentiality because of the ELT nature. So it is growing like this. So in future you will expect a lot of, because 30% after ODI, okay, we have seen 30% additional traction in Oracle Corporation because the new licensing, how much requests are getting, 30% more. That is growing like this. Informatica still he will try because already it has a established, and he will do his own tracking side is also growing. But from the new growth point of view, ODI has very good, and already established point of view, Informatica is there. DATASTAGE is there from IBM. Mostly it will be used in a banking sector, okay, where mainframes and all. Why? Wherever let's say companies also divide, like how the tools are there, companies also divided, like I am a Oracle shop, I am a IBM shop, like this. I have all complete mainframe systems, okay, and then I am using. So IBM will go and, since you are my customer, okay, I will give 30%, 40% discount on DATASTAGE. It has some parallelism feature, okay, that is the third category. And out of all these tools, what is the best tool is ABINITio. Okay, but the licensing cost is very far, nobody will reach, and even you will not get the people and all is very tough actually, because what is the, so ABINITio works such a way that it will generate the code in a Unix. You can go and directly modify that code internally. Okay, it has its own, but it is good, but it cannot sustain in the market of its kind of business strategy they have. That is from the ETL. So you can prefer Informatica or ODI. Okay, senior people, I am okay in Informatica because, but for 0 to 2 years people, I recommend ODI because it has a lot of work, nobody available in the market. For reporting, right, as usual, all have their own potentiality, COGNOS, business objects and OBIE. But how OBIE is different is because of this OBIE. Okay, now assume that there are like in India, in the world, there are 40% customers using Oracle Apps, PeopleSoft, SQL Analytics. Example, if they want to build a warehouse, Oracle is recommending this product only. Going further, Oracle is planning to take out all operational reporting from the EBS. Okay, they want to move to OBIE. So that's why there is a lot of push to OBIE. Because of this packaging nature, because this is the first packaged application in the world for the data warehousing. Because of this, what is the advantage? I can build my warehouse in 1.5 months, less cost, okay, and then less time, less risk. So lot of people are going and asking for this. Because of this, OBIE market is growing. Anyway, child attached Informatica or ODI is there. So that's why you'll see a lot of traction is coming in this area. And other things, COGNOS business objects. Business object strategy is different for only for wherever SAP is there. And SAP can be ERP will be used in very big scale only. So it has the growth, but it will go in a normal. But I can say the dynamic, the growth and also the dynamic, the open resourcing coming for the OBIE, Informatica and ODI. Maybe current, at least now and then the future. So there will, if you are only learning in OBIE, okay, OBIE you can be a developer, okay, and you can be a administrator. But in general in data warehousing, right, you will see very less jobs for the administrator. The reason is in data warehousing generally, unless there is a project demand, generally we don't keep a dedicated person for the administration. Maybe one of the guy will be one of the developer only. By learning all the things, we can make one person as an administrator. Okay, the administration jobs will be very less. The more of the developer jobs will be there. Developer means you can be a senior, lead, or in that category. Okay. The other one is nowadays lot of people in interview they are asking for the BIAPPS implementation. We have seen that OBIE, okay, Informatica is there, ODI is there, OBIE is there. It is a ready-made package. So I am expecting you that you install OBIE, you install Informatica, and then you install that, configure that software code which is given by all these companies, and then put it, configure it, make it ready. So in this area, so that kind of things are required generally. That will cover in a OBIE. In every course at end we have given OBIE, right? So there will cover detail about how to configure that OBIE. And then if you learn OBIE, right, you will be very strong in OBIE, you will be very strong in ETL, and also as a whole you can learn. But you will be like getting more roles of the developer or a OBIE implementation. Interview questions what could be, but mostly you will ask, people are looking for in development category, developers, leads and senior analysts and all that. So we have already batches running, we have the batches also, but it's your wish what. Yeah, that is a separate class. We are teaching what that is a separate class, and in yeah, I'm the faculty. Yeah, you don't need to learn both. Either Informatica or ODI. No, don't go for two. Even if you learn one, maybe in 1 month, 1 week time, on your own you can learn other tool. Even you don't need to honestly waste money. DAC, Yeah, so if that will be covered in a OBIE. Informatica people don't need to learn it. When it comes to the OBIE, that pack is there, no? In that only you need that. So that will be covered. So generally what you need, everything will be covered, even it is not mentioned. Generally complete topics will be covered. Generally we have everything discussed, everything will be covered. You have any question? Okay. Yes, yes. Yeah, in case you don't, means if you have any emergency or couple of times you can attend. Just you have to send your, just remind me that send an email. I'm not able to attend, please send me. I can send it. So you don't need any software to install on your machine. The same, whatever link will send, it will have internal one plugin install, you can